Hey guys, so we're going to do a garden tour. We're going to show what's new, what's different, and we're just going to go through everything and see how everything's doing so far. So I'll see you guys soon. Okay, now, so over here is my snapdragons. They seem to be doing good. This one over here is one of my pansies. I kind of ran out of room of where I wanted them, so I just stuck this one over here. But it seems to be doing good. This had no flowers on it when I planted it here, and now it's got two. This little guy. Hopefully this thing's okay, because my cats seem to be always trampling on it. Oh, look, there's another one. Another little flower right there. So hopefully the snapdragons do very well over here, because again, kitty cats, speaking of which, there's one of them. Okay, my kale over here is still pretty small, but that could be just for the lack of actual sun. This spot gets pretty shaded out for all day, like all day. So I'm not sure if they're just gonna stay small, but this one seems kind of big, so I guess it's just going to be a lot slower than everything else. I'm still not 100% on why they turn yellow all of a sudden sometimes. It's not just over here, it's where the other ones are as well, so I have no idea. I did fertilize today, and I put down some mosquito and fungal gnat repellent, those little speckles right here, just to help keep that at bay, because I know that sometimes I'll find them in the house and I don't have anything in there, so I'm assuming they're coming from out here and I see them in other parts of the garden. Oop, get out of there. There we go. This is one of my broccolis. It seems to be doing just fine over here. It is a little on the smaller side compared to some of the other ones that get more sun, but that's kind of expected. Another kale over here. This snapdragon, I deadheaded it as best I could. They do have multiple blooms on one stalk, so I tried to get rid of all these spent flowers. I just sprinkled them over here in case there was any seeds, so in case they wanted to grow back. Oh, look, a weed. But it is popping up more little stalky bloom areas, so I am hopeful. These little things here. I'm hopeful that it will continue to bloom and grow. This one over here, this poor little flower, I did a video earlier yesterday, and it was a lot of traffic and stuff, so I have to redo it. But this little guy wasn't here yesterday that I could tell. So here's another flower starting. That's pretty cool. This one's got a bunch of little flowers here. Get off there. That one has a flower, it looks like. That one's gone. Just remove it. It's a pretty little flower. Hi, Zorro. Hi, baby. It's a Zorro. My pretty boy. Say hi. This is one of my favorite ones next to the orange one, and then this one is really cool as well. If I could show you without hurting it. Give me. There you go. Okay. So yeah, I like the orange one. They're just really pretty. It's like a burst of joy. I really like this one, but it's so hard to show you because it's all curled up, so I'm hoping another one blooms again. My bachelor buttons are doing amazing as long as the cats stay off of them. I just counted today, and there's 3 more than last time I did the video, so that's cool. And yeah, I see a little fungal gnat over there right now, so good thing I put those down. My poor little poppies over here, the cats seem to just lay on them all the time. Probably because they're not as big as this one, but even this one they kind of try to. And this one's suffered from wind damage because the winds have just been relentless. All the flowers in pots are to be determined locations. So my zinnia here, that looks very sad. This one is a Dipladina. If you Google Rio flowers, because I had to do that just to write it down, it will come up with this one, and I think it's in a coral color. But I have a red and pink variety of 2 of each. This little white flower over here, I need to go get out of my Dole box, its container, which is over there somewhere. So I gotta go do that. I had some pots, like these fabric pots, over here and the cats tipped them over and just spread the seeds everywhere, and I don't know if they stayed or if they blew away, but I guess we'll find out eventually if they ever grow. Speaking of which, weed be gone, weed be gone. There we go. Yeah, I don't spray or anything like that for weeds, I just pluck them out. My dill is doing awesome. As you can see, this one's all bushy. This one's had a little damage to it when it first was put in here. It was also on the smaller side, but it's doing amazing as well. Oh, sunburn. That red one right there, the Rio red right there, that one's planted. This pink one's planted. This is my pineapple sage. I'll show you the other one so you can see it a little better. It's got a little bit of weather damage on it. I'm assuming it got too cold when the cold weather came in for a little while. And here's the other one. You can see it a little better. This one had a stalk right here where my finger is, and it was just shriveled up and sad looking, so I took it inside and let it dry. It tastes really nice. I use it in my tea. This is regular sage. Just love the feel of it. It's all fuzzy. And then this is more to the white flower I showed you. This purple one as well. I think they're stock flowers because when I googled stock flowers, it looks a lot like those, but I'll have to go get that. This one, well, technically morning, my husband alerted me that this one was broken. So we're trying to plant it into the ground. Hopefully it'll grow. I might have to take the flowers and some of the foliage off, but it is what it is. My Icelandic poppy, I had to cut off the 3 stalks that originally had blooms on them. The wind just ripped the petals right off. So in order to promote extra blooms, I took them off. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 of which are really small. So hopefully they'll bloom here soon. These little guys right here, I don't know where I want them. This is my ranculus, or better known as a buttercup. This little dude has a little friend waiting on it. This one, I kind of want it here. I kind of don't. Like, I have this area right here that we're waiting on some stuff. So I kind of want to put him there, but I don't know. I might end up just putting him here anyways. My rosemary is back in its spot. Oh, before I forget, from where the rosemary is to where the cabbage is, and we'll talk about that in a minute, I amended all of this Monday, and it's now Wednesday. So I did all that in one day. I'm sunburnt because of it. It hurts. But I got that all done finally, so now I can have everything here. But my rosemary's back in its little home right there. I wanted it there originally, so I put it back. We have another Rio over here. This little beauty right here, I don't know if you can see it really well. There you go. But the blooms are kind of this light pinky purple with spots of white, and it's called Electric Sky. And when they die, or start to die, they turn this really dark purpley color. On the bottom sides of them is also sometimes this really dark purpley color when they start to die, but it's just so pretty regardless. And I've got little blooms all over the place. I've snipped off some of the really dead ones. I've had lots of wind issues, cat issues obviously. So I got the ones that were really bad. So I'll just keep going through until they are done with their blooms, and hopefully it'll bloom again. Really? Sorry, my rude people that live here. Okay. So here we have my beans. These are going to be a bush variety. I might stick them over here where the lettuce is, but one is dragon's tongue and the other one is it still on here? Of course not, I used water-soluble ink. Alright, well, I'll have to link down below what the other one is, but this one for sure is the dragon's tongue. My little milk jug greenhouse, nope, still not ready yet. I've got a little hodgepodge of peppers and a flower in there, so I'm not sure which one's going to pop up, if any, but I'm hoping they do. I had to move my peas back here. Still haven't really straightened out all that much, so I'm hoping I didn't mess with them too much, but some of them seem to be doing okay. And then when I see that they actually grow taller, I'll make the staking bigger. All this is romaine, or it should be anyways. This I had to move out of another fabric pot. We originally moved it from way over there because we had a rodent problem and we were trying to keep them from the rodent, but I put them too close together and they weren't liking it in their little pot. So my husband suggested to plant them out since we have space. And I just kind of filled them in where I had room. In the back is my straight neck. Those 3 came out of one pot. I just separated them out. Looks like I have one out of that one that's not doing so well. And then these ones over here are my zucchini. And again, I have like 1 or 2 that look like they're iffy, but I mean, it is to be expected when you separate plants. Sometimes 1 or 2 don't do all that great at first. My big cabbage right here used to be in a terracotta plastic pot, like over there where the flowers were. And because I had space, my husband thought it was a great idea to put it back in the ground. Hopefully it'll do better. It seems to be doing just fine. It hasn't seemed to suffer any, but I didn't mess with the roots or anything. I just left it in its little shape of dirt that it had. This one is my red velvet, so is that one. I was hoping that my dark rhodon would have grew, but I guess it never did. So I'll have to start again in the fall. These are supposed to be butter crunch lettuces. These are also out of the fabric container, which is why they're all floopy. And I do believe that one right there is too. The red cabbage right here is a new thing that my husband got me. And then over here we have, oh, this one is also out of the fabric bag, but the rest of this over here is broccoli, lettuce, or butter crunch lettuce to be specific, and kale, apparently a random spider. And the broccoli type is Lieutenant. It fell. And so all of these, except for the kale, all of these my husband got at Home Depot. The kale, yeah. I'll tell you what my husband said in a sec. The kale I had planted, and I'd planted poorly because I had them over here and it wasn't amended yet and I had to move them. So they seem to be doing fine. My husband said that he got me all the new things, so all the flowers over here, the squashes and zucchinis, and the red cabbage are all for our anniversary that we had recently. And then I'll show you the last 2 things at the end that he got, which were super special to me. And then we have a purple bell pepper right there. Flower buds, but no flowers. We have a better bell, which is just a regular bell pepper right here. And it has, let's see if I get it, 1 bell pepper so far that you can see. And then this dead looking flower is another bell pepper starting. Let's see, I have a white onion and 2 red onions over here. My mystery lettuce turned into being my black seeded something. I guess I dropped seeds a while back and they sprouted, so happy, happy, joy, joy, considering that was one of the rodents' favorite treats apparently. And my husband had said he liked them, so they grew. So these ones are all doing pretty well. I haven't seen any like issues yet. So far. Yeah.
Because it's twisted up.
Yeah,
It didn't like
it's starting to form a head. I have 1 yellow snapdragon over here that I use to just kind of keep the pollinators over here just to see how that would do, and also to see if it liked more sun or not, so I might have to move the other ones. My potatoes, these are just like a handful of potatoes that I had it from inside the house from a bag. I just kind of plopped them in here. And some of them I actually had for compost and I forgot about them. And they ended up growing potato plants, so now I guess I have potatoes whenever they're ready. This little guy over here just will not die no matter what happens to him. I'm going to call him Tiny Tim. And he has plenty of little tomatoes all over him, like one down here, a bunch up here, especially on this side. Some of them are a little weird looking, but I don't care as long as they grow, and as long as they're edible, I will like them anyways. But it looks like every single flower that's on here is going to be a tomato. So the only thing I see that's wrong with it is maybe like a nutrition issue or maybe an overwatering issue. Some of that was my fault. But other than that, it seems to be doing just fine. It was planted last year. Survived a winter. It's going this year, and it never gave me anything last year, not even a flower, so I'm not super excited. Let's see. This little potato was over in the non-amended section. I had thrown it in a hole because I was mad at the rodent trying to keep it from coming out, and I didn't realize it was going to grow for whatever reason. So that's pretty funny. I had to move it. I keep finding mushrooms in my garden. I'm not sure why, but they're there. I just let them fizzle out on their own. My bee hut jaloka, or butt jaloka, however you want to call it, jaloka, is doing pretty well. I think it's more of a lighter colored plant. I did fertilize it, hoping that maybe the leaves would change colors, but I guess we'll see. It does get a lot of sun for the majority of the reasons, so we'll see. Okay, we have the mystery peppers, which ended up being bell peppers in the end. We have all 6 of them. The only one I'm concerned about is this one right here, but it does have one little flower or leaf down there. Again, it had one last time and I don't know what happened to it, so slowly but surely, I guess.
Where's the ghost pepper go?
That is the ghost pepper right here. The bee hut jaloka is the ghost pepper. If you Google it, it's the world's record holding from Ripley's ghost pepper.
No, the ghost pepper said ghost pepper on the
No,
tag.
the ghost pepper did not say ghost pepper. And then I have these 2 big onions I planted, I think sometime in December, so hopefully they'll be ready soon to be harvested, but they're just 2 red onions. That one is a potato, but I don't think it's going to survive. It was part of that plant, or connected with that plant. Alrighty. We have the rest of the broccoli. Ended up having a few extras in some of the broccoli spots, so I put some of them over here just to see if they do well in containers. This one actually is still 2 plants, but I just didn't want to mess with it too much because they were just super connected and I couldn't get them apart. This little stem is a project I'm doing, seeing if my petunia, oh, the electric sky is a petunia, I forgot to mention that. If I can root it from a piece that fell off because it got broken by the wind. The remaining lettuce in the container, I left these 3 since they seem to have plenty of room in here, hoping that they'd be okay. And I kind of didn't have that much room left in the garden area that I wanted to put lettuce in, so hopefully it's fine. And then one of the 2 beautiful things my husband got for me, these are roses. This one's my Double Delight. And he had this one and the other one I'll show you in a second inside the house. The house looked amazing. It looked like Valentine's Day. It was so pretty. I wish I had taken a picture. But these ones are doing good. I learned you cannot get the leaves wet at all, because then they get these little sunspots right here. So always avoid getting them wet. No buds yet. So, ow, prickly. So I'm assuming that some of these areas here where they've changed colors may or may not be a bud area. Well, we'll see soon. And then this one is my Burst of Joy. And this one I didn't get the leaves wet, so it doesn't have as much issues. It does have a little bit of like dried up sections here and there, but I think that's just weather related and temperatures. Oh, this one has a bud right there. Right there, it has a bud, so I might have 1 rose soon. Yay. Freaking flies. So yeah, but those were the 2 things that were like extra special for me. So just like an overall view, you can kind of see everything, sort of. Well, everything like way over there where we just came from. Let's get a better view. Oh, and this area is going to be another section when we get it done. But yeah, compost over there. Just like an overall view in case I missed anything. yeah, and I forgot to mention, my husband got me this amazing dump wheelbarrow. So I have a hard time with regular wheelbarrows, and so I wanted something I could pull stuff in. And he got this, and you just fill it up, and you have to be careful, it is heavy. And then you just take this handle and you pull and lift up, and this whole thing just basically flips right over, almost completely flat. So that's pretty cool. It's a bit wide, but this is the biggest one that they have. This should be a, yeah, it's a Gorilla Cart. Got this at Home Depot, so I thought that was pretty cool. I really like it a lot. We've already used it a few times just to move the dirt from the garden area, so I really like it. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you saw something that you liked or had some interesting ideas for your own garden. If you guys could like, comment, subscribe, that'd be very appreciated. I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned.